Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. It is so lovely to have you all here. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot, and this is my YouTube channel. A massive welcome back to those who are returning. Today's video is a tarot reading, and we're going to basically do a reading that plays into something that has been really uncomfortable yet directional part of me as a reader. I've decided to play into the stereotypes and do a very honest, very truthful reading about the person on your mind's intentions towards you. Now, often I get criticized for being too honest, too truthful, because I never tell you what you want to hear. I always channel messages that are for your highest good. And because of that, the information and the delivery can appear blunt, cold, and at times offensive and triggering. So with that spiel out of the way, I highly recommend that you contemplate whether you are ready for the truth. Because if you're not, go watch something else. This reading is going to look at a lot. Right here on YouTube, I'm going to put something on the screen to talk about what we're covering while I narrate from my little notes here. By looking at this person's honest, truthful intentions towards you, we are also covering what brought you to this reading. What are this person's honest intentions towards you? Is anyone or anything influencing their intentions? And what is your recommended course of action for your highest good? There is also going to be an extended reading. The idea behind the extended readings is they aren't here on YouTube. It's a monetized way of you gaining more insight while also supporting what I do. If you can't follow me into the extended readings, another way to support is simply by watching this video. That's more than enough, sweet soul. But if you are able to join me in the extended readings, here's what we're covering. What is this person's past life connection to you? What unfinished karma or business do you have between each other? And what do other people think about your connection? To close your extended reading, I'm going to ask point blank, can you trust this person with your best interest? Now, this reading is intended for platonic and romantic connections. So we'll be getting messages for a variety of different interactions, connections, relationships. However, I will be setting my intentions as I do every time I read, and I highly encourage you to set yours as well. Keep watching for the pick a group portion, and if you do need more help selecting a group, there will be a quick meditation as well to guide you towards a group that you feel has the most messages for you. If you need that meditation and you want to repeat it or you need to rewatch it, there'll be plenty of prompts towards the end so that you can do that. When you know where you need to go, always refer to the timestamps in the description box or the pinned comment, and that can direct you throughout your reading. Alrighty, so for the pick a group portion of this reading, I am going to be using the Iris Oracle deck to shuffle out one card for each group that best answers the overall question. The process of me shuffling is going to include me setting my intentions as your reader. So this is a wonderful time if you're watching this section to set your intentions as well. I'm going to ask you again when I open your reading, but setting your intentions can be as simple as focusing on a specific topic that you want addressed in this reading, or focusing on a question that you have. That way we can connect through this reading, and I can do my best as a reader to give you the information you need. Remember, the information you need is not necessarily the information you want to hear, and I am a very honest reader for a reason. So keep that in mind, and let's get into this section of your reading. Spirit, please tune me into the collective energy to those who I am reading for today. Please help me offer the collective the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Spiritual team, angels, and ancestors, please help me select a card for each group that will bring them the most clarity and the most information that they need in regards to the connection on their mind. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let us put this to the side, and yeah, disclaimer out of the way. Let's get into it. Alrighty. Spirit, actually I need to do that one more time. There we go. That's a bit better. Spirit, what card from this deck offers the most clear information about Group 1's connection? Thank you, Spirit. We have Rainbow Transference, the number 21 coming out for Group 1. And Group 2, please, Spirit. What card? Okay. We have Afraid of the Attic, number 58 in the reverse position. Group 3, please, Spirit. What card may offer Group 3 the most clear, honest messages? For Group 3, we have Gifts from the Past, the number 59. And Group 4, please, Spirit. What card may offer Group 4 the most clear, honest messages? We have Gifts to the Portal, the number 25, and this card is supposed to be upright for this group. So that is Group 4. As you can see, I have 4 different cards in front of me now. Each of these cards has very different meanings, which we're going to get into in your individual readings. I would encourage you at this point of the video to pause if you need to. Give yourself as much time to select a group that you feel most drawn to, most called to. You can do this by using intuitive methods. I will have a meditation clip playing right after this, or you can use any other random selection tool. With the right intentions, it should work. Remember to set your intentions before you try to select a group. With that being said, when you know which of these 4 groups you're feeling most drawn to, check the timestamps in the description box and the comment section and join me in your reading. To open your meditation, I'm going to ask you to take in 3 deep, mindful breaths. I want you to breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 3 seconds. I will be guiding you through this. Make sure you're comfortable. Focus on the sound of my voice, and let's begin. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Last breath. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. From this relaxed place, observe the groups in your mind. It can help if your eyes are closed. Is there a specific color you feel most drawn to right now? Perhaps it was a phrase I spoke about in the intro. Allow your relaxed mind to guide you to a group you are being most drawn to. Remember, your intuition is not a loud voice, but it is a strong voice, and it knows which of these groups contains the most honest messages for you. Allow it to guide you through symbols, colors, objects, and phrases that will connect you with the group that holds the most clear, honest messages for you. If you need more time, pause the video or repeat this meditation. Hi Group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you missed my little spiel in the pick a group portion, I am in the middle of returning back to my natural nails, which is why they look crazy at the moment. But with that out of the way, you're here because hopefully this is the card that you've chosen, the Rainbow Transference card, which is the number 21 in the Iris Oracle deck. We're asking Spirit for the honest truth about the person on your mind's intentions towards you. And sweet soul, this card is your first key towards the answers. I am going to interpret messages from this card before I get into my beautiful, extensive list of topics and key kind of sentences we're going to use to direct us through this reading. Okay, Spirit, actually, sorry, I usually bring you in on this. I'm going to set my intentions as your reader right now. I highly recommend you set your intentions if you haven't already. Think about the questions on your mind. Think about the clarity you need, the information you're looking for, and set your intention with Source, Spirit, your spiritual team, your spiritual guides, your ancestors, whoever it is that you refer to, and I'm going to do the same. Spirit, please tune me into Group 1's energy. Please help me offer Group 1 the most clear, honest messages about their reading and about their connection. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, I just got chills. Sweet soul. Spirit is turning up for you. Now, I'm going to read from the Oracle Deck's guidebook, but before I do that, let's channel. Let's tune in. Let's make that intuitive connection to each other. For you, sweet soul, the fact that Rainbow Transference came out in the reverse position tells me that this is a connection that is not equal. There are imbalances between you. There are imbalances between perception, because the rainbow to me represents light particles. So the way that you see things is different to how they see things. And therefore, the way in which you're treating the situation is different. If your perceptions are different, your actions are going to be different, even if your intentions are similar. So because this perception is different, it's created a difference in what you give versus what you take from each other, what you contribute versus what you expect in return. The number 21 in the reverse position indicates this connection is struggling to progress. It means that it's stuck in a rudimentary phase, an initial phase. It's like you guys are still in the beginning stage, the early stages, or you've recently been redirected back towards the beginning, back towards a principal stage, a foundational stage. This isn't a bad thing. Redirection is usually intentional, and it's an opportunity for us to revisit a foundation of something before it gets too busy, too complicated, and too committed. So consider this an opportunity to look at the foundation of this connection and to really figure out, well, what do I want to do moving forward? I'm going from my foundation back to the planning stage, and what do I want moving forward? What do I expect moving forward? What can I give? What can I receive? So with all of that in mind, I do think that there is a high level of tolerance in this connection, and I do think that there is still an opportunity. Based on what I'm feeling in the very early stages of your reading, there is still an opportunity to move forward. Let's see what the Oracle deck has to say. Number 21. Oh, I've never read from this deck guidebook. It's very pretty. Rainbow Transference. You have found the magic connection. You have found the reason that you are not a solitary being on this earth, and that is to share your magic with others. You have found your inner power to make beauty in all forms on this plane of existence. You have the gift of being able to share it with others, and also to receive this from others as well. Since the time we incarnate, it is within us, our magic, our knowledge, our rainbows. Being able to communicate or show this otherworldly treasure is not as easy as just feeling it or knowing that it is there. You have the power to fully bless others by showering your rainbow light on them, letting them feel the balance of the full spectrum of this lifetime. Each and every color has a purpose place, and time. And each color is being connected. Beautiful. It's talking about the way that you two impact each other, let alone those around you. This connection may be bigger than just you two. There could be a lot of other people involved, or it could be that since this connection has started, it's begun to impact a larger community. Outside of that, this card refers to the principal understanding in spirituality that what we do impacts not just ourselves, but the world around us, the people around us, the environment around us. And so these actions always have consequences. We have to be very mindful of what we do, and that's where that idea of being a good person or treating people how you want to be treated kind of comes from. Let's put this card to the side now, and let's start breaking down your reading. To examine this person's honest, truthful intentions towards you, let's have a look at what actually brought you to this reading. Using the Spirit Speaks Tarot deck, Spirit, what brought Group 1 to this reading? What brought Group 1 to this reading, Spirit? What brought Group 1 to this reading? We have Justice. We have the King of Cups. What's flipped in there? We have the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Cups reversed. So there's our new beginning. Ultimately, it looks like what brought you here is the fact that this connection has felt limiting more than developing. It feels like this connection has put you in a place where you're not getting your needs met. And so you've had to look at other places, other connections, especially your connection with self, in order to gain fulfillment, in order to satisfy your basic needs, especially with the Ace of Cups reversed. There's a lack of connection here. So with that in mind, Justice is here to say the main reason you're here is to get a better understanding of what is going on. You want to understand their side of the story. You want to understand what is happening, and you're trying to be objective. You're trying to be fair. You're trying to do the right thing and weigh up all the information before you pass serious judgment. You're at a point where you're taking a little step back and you're going, okay, yes, I'm involved in this and I feel some type of way, but I'm only one. I want to know what's going on for them. What is this about for them? What is their side of the story? So this is your opportunity to try to balance out the facts, because you feel like you've only been observing things from one perspective or from one specific side of the story. So you're hoping that this reading gives you that other side to the story, that balanced, objective point of view. With that in mind, you're also hoping to be validated, because I can see with the King of Cups and the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Cups reversed, you've been going through it. You have felt like your feelings have matured, your emotional reaction to the situation has matured, and you want to know that your heart is in the right place before you take any more steps or actions or give any more. It feels like you've put a lot into this. You guys have already kind of reached breaking point here. I think it's safe to say for the Ten of Wands to be here, you've reached breaking point. You've carried a lot of burdens because of this connection and a lot of responsibility in terms of moving this connection forward. And I'm also hearing there's a lot of water under the bridge. So for some of you, this has been ongoing. This has been a journey of you trying to be understanding, trying to be patient, trying to be measured, trying to be a good person in reaction to whatever the heck is going on for this other person. Because I can see with the King of Cups being here that you are showing signs of emotional maturity. You're showing signs of someone who's been self-reflective, who's even asked for other people's advice and input, who's actively working on becoming emotionally mature, but you're still not feeling like it's doing anything in this situation. So that seems to be what brought you to this reading. Let's ask the big question. What are this person's honest intentions towards you? Let's get an energy read first. Spirit, what is this person's energy towards my group ones? What is this person's energy towards my group ones, please, Spirit? What is this person's energy? We have the Otter. And what are their honest intentions towards my group ones, please, Spirit? Why is that card reversed? There we go. What is this person's honest intentions towards this person? What is this person's honest intentions towards my viewer, please, Spirit? Truthfully and honestly. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. We have the Empress. We have the Devil. All right. Is this person going through money problems? Because I'm hearing, I think it's Brent Fires. I can't remember what song it is, but I'm just hearing that main line. I ain't in the mood if I ain't in my bag. Do anything for the cash. Do anything for the cash. If you guys know what that song is, can you please let me know? I'm pretty sure it came out like 7 years ago. It's an older song from him. But that's what's really, like, look at all of these pentacles, sweet soul. The pentacles, if you're new to tarot, describe our attachment to this earthly plane, to this life experience. And at this point in time, money rules the world of men. It is a big part of status, success, achievement in the societies of this modern world. So in tarot, there are other ways to feel successful and attached to this life. But with this many pentacles, this person is very fixated on their financial status and on their ability to make something with money. I can see with the Devil card reversed, this person's honest intentions seem to be breaking an unhealthy cycle. This connection has at times been either codependent or instantly gratifying, like scratching an itch. And it may have been a lot of fun, but it reduced the connection into a cycle. And that cycle was not allowing growth. That cycle was creating a chain reaction of temporary satisfaction. I'm lonely. Let me call group one. I need money. Let me call group one. I'm bored. Let me call group one. And this may not have just been them. You too may have been guilty of using this connection, this person, to instantly gratify your needs and to temporarily satisfy an itch. But it's always temporary with the Devil. This is not permanent. This is not a long-term successful way of creating meaningful interactions and experiences and connections. It is very circumstantial, and it is based upon a reliance of each other, a dependence on each other. And it can also incorporate addictive behaviors that keep you stuck in that cycle that stunts growth. So this person is consciously aware of that, and they intend on breaking that cycle. But in order to do that, they may need to either borrow more from you, or they may need to consider cutting you off At the core of this reading, what is important to this person is the sense of friendship that you have with each other. This person's energy towards you is quite friendly. They're playful, and they do see you as somebody likable, somebody who is fun to be around, who they enjoy playing with. But I'll be honest, if you're here for romance, this person's feelings are very playful, and they may have a lot of fun with you, but because they're showing up as the otter, they're also very easily distracted, and they love playing with a lot of different things. This person is a pleasure seeker for the otter and the devil to be here. And although they may have good intentions, their actions negatively impact other people because they tend to accidentally lead people on. Their playfulness implies a serious level of attachment when there isn't one. And I think that it can feel incredibly magnetic to have somebody like this give you attention. It can feel very special. And they've come to learn that. Although they're not fully aware of when it happens, they know it does happen to certain people they interact with. But that is not their intention. Their intention is to have playful, fun interactions that stimulate their curious mind. Because I think that this person genuinely likes meeting people. They're quite interested in other people's lives. They're interested in how other people do things and what other people do to make money, to gain money. And so when they are feeling sociable, they can be quite charming, and they are giving Libra. But when they're not sociable and when they don't give you attention, it can feel very insecure. It can feel very, especially if you know this person well, you're thinking, well, who else are they spending their time with? And these themes translate into platonic connections. If this is a friend or a family member or a colleague, I believe that they do have this magnetism to them, this likable energy to them. And there could be circumstances where you two are compared to as like twins, two peas in the same pod type of vibe, which they really enjoyed. They liked that people saw you as that. But at the end of the day, right now their intentions are to use this connection to get them closer towards their personal goals. They want to break these unhealthy cycles with you, but they're not in a position to give more than what they're already giving to you. With the Six of Pentacles reversed, they're more likely to take more, to ask for more, to request a favor, to borrow something. Hey, I'm sorry, I know it's really late, but can you please do this? I've got your back. I'll pay you back. I'm good for it. But when is the question? Because we can see with the Knight of Wands that they aren't planning anything. Knight of Wands reversed, this person's energy is so inconsistent. Their attention is inconsistent. And for their energy to be inconsistent, it means they're not consciously planning anything for this connection. They're just coming and going, interacting as they please. There is not much thought about the future of this connection and how their actions are impacting the future of this connection. There is more thought in, or maybe I've been giving them too much attention. I probably need to back off a little bit. Maybe I've been spamming them too much. Because I feel like with the Otter, the Devil, and the Knight of Wands, this is the kind of person that would be really quick to reply when they want something from you. That is really quick to spam your phone with messages when they want to talk to you. That's what this feels like. And then when they don't want to talk to you, it could take them weeks to get back to you. And I do think there's a part of this person that is just focusing on themselves. The Empress here means that they don't have to have malicious intentions, but their honest, truthful intentions are to focus on themselves. To understand the Empress's energy in your reading, I really want you to do some of your own research into Venus. That is going to help you understand this person's intentions towards you. There are shadow aspects of Venus in this reading, but even Venus in her positive attributes is very much about self. It's about self-image, it's about self-love, it's about self-growth, self-care, self-reflection. And because the Empress is also connected to Taurus, there is this feeling as though this person measures their success based on their physical world, based on how they look, based on who they're with, based on the status of the people in their social group, based on the achievements they've racked up in their position at work or at school, based on how popular their social circle is, or it's like the facets of this person's success are limited to their physical world. So I do think that this person is very focused on financial success, physical success, looking good, and actually hearing people say that to them. Now, again, these aren't malicious intentions, but they aren't thinking about you. These intentions are a reflection of themselves, trying to be a better person for self, trying to be less dependent on you for themselves, trying to give you less because they need more for themselves, not being able to be consistent and constantly canceling plans or not being able to get back to you because they're focused on themselves. And the Knight of Wands reverse can even look like someone who says, hey, we should catch up. Yeah, that would be amazing. Oh my God, I love that. And then does nothing. The energy is inconsistent because there are no intentions to do anything. And they don't feel bad about it. They feel good. They feel really good for the Empress to be upright and the Devil reverse. They think they're actually doing better than ever. They think the fact that they know is enough. I'm aware of the fact that at times I've been too much, or at times I've been expecting too much or giving too much. I'm aware of it. And that's enough. That's what makes me a good person, is the fact that I'm aware of it. And that's enough. So I really think with the Devil card being here reversed, you guys really need to look at this for what it is and consider how this is relative to your experience. Because again, a person can have good intentions and still not have your best interest at heart. With that being said, let's move ahead to the next topic of this reading, which is anyone or anything influencing their interactions with you? Oh my gosh. I'm going to pull an oracle card first. Spirit. Is anyone or anything else influencing this person's intentions towards my group ones? Is anyone or anything influencing? Thank you, Spirit. We have one. No. No, of course not. Sorry to laugh like that, but like, we're dealing with someone who's very self-focused. The only thing that matters is themselves. Everyone else is just a part of this person's self-image, an extension of themselves. Spirit, can we get a breakdown with tarot? Is there anyone or anything influencing this person's intentions towards my group ones? Queen of Swords. I mean, the Hanged Man reversed. The Ace of Pentacles. I've got to laugh because, like, I try to give people benefit of the doubt, just because it's not my place to have an opinion. I'm here sharing information. I guessed what would come out of the cards, and lo and behold, it has happened. The cards are all indicating that this person needs a lot of external validation in order to feel complete within self. This person is heavily attached to their material world, whether it's through status, through the clothes they wear, through the purchases. They care about what other people think. And honestly, their need to be externally validated ultimately means that they're the one that is getting in their own way in any aspect of their life, but especially with this connection. You may believe that this person is influenced by other people, but that's because they allow themselves to be. They haven't been coerced. Nobody's held a gun to their head and told them you have to treat group one this way. This person emphasizes the importance of peer review. They feel like what other people think of them is more important than, in this case, what you think of them. So with the Queen of Swords upright, this person is incredibly intelligent. They are very aware of what they're doing. They are very strategic. They are incredibly manipulative towards fact. If you try to go head to head with this type of person, they will always win with the Queen of Swords because they are always right. Your perception of the truth doesn't matter. This person is playing chess in the game of life, and their whole prerogative is to manipulate the facts to always make themselves look better. Now, at the worst, this can look like a feminine version of narcissism, which I'm not attributing towards gender, I'm attributing towards the behavior. Feminine narcissism can look like tearing other people down in order to make yourself look better, gaslighting, making people think one thing even though their version of the truth is very different, by invalidating their experiences. This is the kind of person that enjoys mind games. They enjoy making people question themselves and really go back on what they said. And they do that in social situations. Someone may say, wow, that was a really good performance. And this person may turn around and go, was it? I didn't find it interesting. I thought it was really boring. What did you guys think? And then they get excited when everybody agrees with them. And then they look at you, expecting you to change your informed decision. And if you do, if you buckle and you go, oh yeah, actually it was a bit weird, that's satisfying to someone like this. So they're very calculated, they're controlling, and they're always right. They use their awareness of the human experience to control the people around them. And someone like this is very perceptive. They're not always extroverted, but they're very aware of their environment. They listen to everything and they remember everything. So that 2 years from now, when you try to say, oh, I've never done this, they'll turn around and go, yes, you have. I literally have a photo of it. Here, see? This is somebody that stores information and refers to it. And again, a really negative way of looking at that is that they use this information to attack someone's character. But it doesn't have to be that malicious. At the most, it just means that it feels like this person is constantly challenging you, constantly making you question your individuality and almost expecting you to conform to their way of thinking. It can feel very mentally exhausting being around someone like this. And it can also be really hard to be a friend to someone like this because they don't believe they're doing anything wrong. They just know that they're sticking to their truth. And you're like, but why do I have to believe what you believe? That's not how friendship should be. That's not how a relationship should be. With the Hanged Man reversed, we're seeing very delusional thinking. This person is not influenced by anyone except their inner compass. Their internal version of things is what they choose to follow, and most often than not, it is distorted by their own bias, by their own wants, their own needs. This is normal, right? This can be normal. It is normal for people to stand true to how they feel, but it is negatively impacting the people around them when they choose to cling on to this instead of consider what other people are going through and how other people are feeling. Someone like this doesn't feel connected to empathy naturally. With the Hanged Man reversed, they feel incredibly deeply about self. If something happens to them, they probably get really choked up about it. They can mimic empathy, but I honestly feel like they don't truly understand what you're going through, what somebody else is going through. They can't truly relate, even if they've experienced the same things. It's not natural for them to want to express emotion towards you. It's natural for them to mimic the social expectation. They may observe that other people are patting your back and saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry for your loss," so they do that too. But if they have a choice, they wouldn't. And if it wasn't expected of them, they wouldn't. With the Hanged Man reversed, this person's perspective of life is very disconnected from other people's experiences. They have a rich inner world that is very imaginative. And because of that, I feel like they're very good at shutting down and disconnecting. I think with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, they're also somebody who, again, is just self-interest, self-motivated, selfish. This is someone who is focusing on evolving and growing themselves. I don't think anybody else is influencing their actions or their intentions. I really think it's all them. This card is selfish opportunities, delusional thinking, manipulative use of words and information, and feeling alone, which is dependent upon their need for external validation. And then your Oracle card is one. Sweets. So really, they're the only ones, because that's always been their prerogative, and what's important to them is, at the end of the day, doing what's best for them. So, what is your recommended course of action for your highest good? Let's use this Oracle deck again. I am obsessed with this Oracle deck. I know if you watch me a lot, you're probably like, please use a different deck. I'm so sick of seeing the same deck. This Celestial Bodies Oracle deck is incredible. I love this deck so much. I think the artist is incredibly talented, and it is so insightful. It is so helpful for these kinds of readings. It gives us so many different interpretations and meanings. And honestly, until I've exhausted every possibility, I'm still going to use this deck. So Spirit, what is the recommended course of action for Group 1's highest good? That was quick. Oh, we have Imum Coli. That's beautiful. First things first, protect yourself. This card is representative of a connection, an aspect of your birth chart that is connected to the 4th house. Now, I'm not an astrologist. I'm an astro enthusiast. So I highly recommend, when I throw out these terms, you also do your own research. My interpretation of this card is that it's really important for you to protect yourself. This card has themes of nurturing and also symbolizes needing to be almost in the womb of protection. It's like, it can be a very uncomfortable, vulnerable feeling when this pattern shows up in your natal chart. So it highlights ways that you need to take care of your inner child and really foster your sensitive side There's an aspect of this connection that is not satisfying your needs, your emotional needs, your needs for connection. So first and foremost with this card, please nurture yourself, take care of yourself, and consider protecting yourself from this person's energy. I do think that this card is encouraging you to try to create distance between you and this person, but it is not encouraging you to isolate yourself. When I think of this card and these words, I actually think of people who make us feel safe. Those kinds of people who we can just be ourselves around, who we can just, no filter, doesn't matter what we look like, be around. It's really important that you spend more time with those people to validate the types of interactions that you deserve. You shouldn't have to look a certain way in order to be around someone. You shouldn't have to dress a certain way or put a certain amount of effort into your appearance in order to be around a close loved one. And this person is definitely challenging that expectation in an unhealthy way within you. They're challenging you to project a certain image because apparently that's depicting your worth as a human being. Where this card reminds you that your worth is about your heart space. It is about your heartfelt intentions. It is about your values and how you display your values through your connections, through your interactions. And that's why this card is encouraging you to surround yourself with people who have the same values as you, who appreciate the same things as you, and who treat you the way you wish to be treated. People like that. Let's see what the tarot has to say. What is the recommended course of action for my group ones in order for them to attain their highest good in this situation? What is the best course of action? We have the Page of Pentacles upright. What is the best course of action, Spirit? Oh. We have the Five of Swords, yeah. Definitely. We also have the Eight of Wands. And at the back of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles. Alrighty, so let's talk about this. With the Seven of Pentacles, your advice in a practical sense is to focus on the seeds you've already sown. When it comes to this journey that you're in right now, this person has been a distraction. You're already on a path that has been cultivated through effort. Like, you guys haven't just started something, you've been growing. The Seven of Pentacles is encouraging you to be patient with your individual journey and to stay focused. Keep contributing. The seeds that you sow, that you water, that you nurture are going to reap rewards. So please, when it comes to your lifestyle, when it comes to your needs, continue on this journey. Continue working towards your material goals and continue on the path that you've created. Don't give up. It is going to take a bit of time trying to recenter, refocus, but you are being encouraged to learn from this situation with the Page of Pentacles. This situation has offered invaluable experience about the human condition, and it's also pushed you to a point of, well, what can I do to continue growing? What can I do to make the most out of the opportunities in front of me? You're being depicted as a student, an apprentice of life, and it's really important that you keep asking for opportunities that can continually teach you while also helping you grow. There's valuable experience here that you can use and translate into the workplace, into your lifestyle, and into your future relationships. This Page of Pentacles is practically asking you to consider new opportunities. It may be encouraging you to look for a new workplace if this is a colleague, to look for a new community if this is a friend, or to look for a new way of dating if this is a lover. I do think with the Five of Swords next to it, you guys are being encouraged to walk away. It is really important that you don't take the opinions of other people too personally. You have to stand up for yourself, and you have to stand up for your values, for your ethics, for your morals. No matter how loud other people's voices are, other people's opinions are, do what is best for you. This card ultimately talks about a conflict. And no matter what you do, it can feel like it's a win or lose situation. And the only way for someone to win is to be selfish. Now, this can be hard because a lot of values are taught against being selfish. But that's where you need to really break it down, look at the bigger picture, think about your future, and go, you know what, walking away and protecting myself isn't me being selfish. It's me breaking the cycle. It's me creating helpful change that is temporarily going to impact the situation, but long term, it's going to offer more growth, which is where we have the 8 of Wands, sweet soul. It looks like for you, group 1, your highest good is to keep moving forward, keep the ball rolling, keep your energy moving. This situation is going to gain positive momentum as soon as you create distance between yourself and this person because of the energy that you possess, because of the personality that you possess. You aren't going to question whether this was the right thing to do because there will be evidence immediately after you walk away that this was in your best interest. Now, with the 8 of Wands, you guys are being encouraged to consider whether communication is going to be helpful or not. Should you choose to communicate with this person in a sort of closure-based way, being direct and clear about your intentions moving forward, or is the best thing that you can do simply move forward? Sometimes no communication speaks louder than actually saying something. The other reason we have the 8 of Wands here is your practical advice is to give yourself an outlet. You're a human being, but you're a spiritual being. The world isn't just what you touch, it's what you feel. And you're being encouraged to validate your need to express how you feel by finding a creative outlet, by being angry and walking it off with a long walk, or running off, or simply drawing, banging on something, giving yourself an outlet. Now, I used to always see the wands as creative expression, which is anyway, actually creativity has so many layers: creative writing, painting, singing, playing musical instruments. Creative expression can also look like growing a plant and figuring out how to grow it in your garden or grow it in your apartment. Reorganizing your room, your space is a form of creative expression. But it is also about that exertion. The wands is also about you exerting energy, releasing energy in a healthy way. Because if we don't release that energy healthily, it can manifest as something a lot more sinister, as unhealthy feelings of bitterness and spite and anger that we misdirect on the wrong people. So take it out in a safe way through physical exertion, which one way is exercise, but it doesn't have to be. Cleaning the house is physical exertion. Walking home from the train station or the bus station is physical exertion. Being mindful of how many steps you take in a day is physical exertion. Stretching is a form of physical exertion. Stretching with mindful breath work is actually one of the most powerful ways to release energy that you're storing in an unhealthy way. So really consider that if you don't resonate with the creative side, because overall your advice is to nurture yourself and to continue growing the seeds that you've already planted. You have a lot more potential than this connection. This connection was not defining your success in life, group one. So that's what I'm seeing for you, sweet souls. I'm going to end your YouTube reading here, and we're going to go into the extended. Here's what we're covering in the extended. I do have it written below. Ultimately, we're looking at your ties to this person, including past life connections, unfinished karma, and what other people are thinking about this connection. Then we're going to close your reading by asking Spirit, can you trust this person with your best interest at heart? If you need those additional messages, and if you're able to support me and what I do here, the link to your extended reading is in the description box and the pinned comment. Remember, that link takes you to my website where I host all my extended readings. So please make sure you click on the right group and the right reading before you purchase it. Thank you so much for all of your time, your energy, and your support, sweet souls. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to read for you and to be a part of your journey. If this is where we're parting ways, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Until we meet again, bye. Hi, my group twos, and welcome to your reading. It is so lovely to have you all here. If you recognize the Afraid of the Addict card, then you're in the right place. We're asking Spirit for the honest truth about this person's intentions towards you. It's really important that you have come to this reading with a specific person in mind. And I also recommend that you set intentions as the viewer. You could be thinking of a question you would like answered, or maybe specific themes and topics that seem to be revolving around in your mind when you think about this connection and this person. Is there behavior on their side that you would like clarity on? Set your intentions and I'll set mine as your reader. Spirit, please tune me in to Group 2's energies. Please help me offer Group 2 the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Please tune me into Group 2's energies, Spirit. Please help me offer Group 2 the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Okay, so sweet souls, we've got a lot to cover in this reading, as you can see. I do have a lot of things for this reading on YouTube, and then there is going to be an extended. We will talk more about the extended at the end, and there's more information in the description box if you need it as well. So this card does tell us a lot about this person already. If you were a part of the pick a group portion, you would have noticed what question I asked, in that portion, and specifically what intention I set. So this card is going to tell us more about this person's honest intentions towards you. It's also going to reveal the dynamic between you and this person. I'm going to read intuitively, and then we're going to get messages of confirmation from the guidebook itself. So intuitively speaking, I feel as though this card represents this connection confronting fears. You're both in this. I want to be very clear in that. The fact that we have two wolves on this card tells me that you're both feeling a little overwhelmed, or you both have concerns and fears about this connection. But we're not afraid to confront these fears. Afraid of the Addict is a card that implies our fears are bigger than just us. They could have been imposed on us by an older sibling who would tease us about how scary the Addict was, or somebody else's experience made us fearful of the Addict, or watching a movie about an addict made us scared of an addict. It's bigger than just, I'm scared. It's usually about something else. It's about something bigger. So with this card being here, I do think that whatever's happening in this connection is bigger than just you, sweet soul. There are real concerns, but there's also a realness to how you're addressing these concerns. I feel really good about this card being your card, because fear is normal, it's natural, it's going to happen to everybody at some point in life, and due to the way that we live versus the way our bodies are made chemically, our brains experience fear a lot over things that appear irrational, but that doesn't mean that they are. So I'm keen to get into that in this reading. I just want to talk about the numbers. They are significant. It's the number 58 when upright, but it's 85 in reversed. It makes me think that this connection is at a point where there's a lot of movement of energy between the two of you. Even if not much is happening physically, it feels like this connection may have been turned on its head recently. You have the ability to change a cycle, a pattern in this connection. And whatever change is happening feels really helpful. It feels natural. It feels like it's something that's going to help this connection, but that doesn't make it less scary, right? So a lot of what this connection is going through actually feels like growing pains or natural evolution in which natural fears are arising on both sides. Let's have a look at what this card symbolizes when upright in this oracle deck. Unfortunately, she doesn't do reversal meanings in her guidebook, but that doesn't mean that the meanings aren't helpful, is what I've found for at least group 1 so far. Sorry that text goes right into the middle. Hopefully you can read along with me. Afraid of the attic. If your body is a house, the attic is our cranium. Holding in stress, anxiety, repetitive, negative thoughts that build over time. Your mind has a lot of power. If you want to, you can stuff all of the things you are avoiding into a cramped corner in the attic. If you make this a habit, that little shoebox of stresses becomes many shoeboxes until it is taking up more and more space. It develops to feel like it's not you, that those things you stuffed up there have become their own monster tormenting you. To avoid fear, it's time for some house cleaning. One step at a time, you put that entire gunk up there so you can dissolve it as well. Just start with one thing. If you find yourself feeling afraid, take a breath and ask why. Is it a fear for your own safety? Is it an anxiety that you put up in the attic and left there to multiply? Interesting. So I feel like you guys are doing that. I feel like you are in this connection, working through that. And that's a beautiful way of looking at this card, actually. I do have an attic, but it's not like an attic you would have in houses in the Northern Hemisphere. But I can resonate with putting stuff up there that I haven't seen since I moved into this house. So that must be a common theme. When we translate that to this connection, what are some stresses, problems, issues, concerns, anxieties that you've put away that are only recently resurfacing? You've got to give yourself kudos for that, because that mental strain is much worse than just having a shoebox in your attic. Holding that in your consciousness, whether it's conscious, subconscious, or unconscious, holding that there for this amount of time must have caused some sort of strain on you. So there's got to be a cathartic process to this as well, of being able to release that and address that once and for all. Let's put that card to the side. Let's start answering your questions. I want to start by having a look at what brought you to this reading with tarot. Spirit, what brought my group 2s to this reading? What brought my group 2s to this reading? We have Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Five of Cups reversed. We have the Three of Pentacles upright. And the back of the deck is the Sun. Interesting. I want to say that for a lot of you, you feel a really strong bond to this person already. Behind the Sun was the Lover's card. I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee. And I actually need to hold on to some Amazonite to help me talk effectively. I feel like I'm using too many words. So I do think that this is someone special, sweet souls. Regardless of whether this is a romantic or platonic connection, you feel a kindredness to this person. This person is worth working on yourself for. They are worth having meaningful discussions with. Would you go to this amount of effort for just anybody? No. The Lovers card indicates that the two of you, for the most part, have a wonderful way of seeing each other's point of view. The Lover is more than being able to address perspective. It's actually about being able to recognize similarities and differences. I do feel like you and this person have a closeness that makes it really helpful to talk about big things. And with the Sun being here, even if life gets in the way, certain challenges present themselves, I feel the Sun is here to say that you and this person have a connection that seems to be, for the most part, very optimistic, very wholesome, very warm, very supported. The Sun and the Lovers card is indicating a level of love here between you and this person. But for a lot of you, this is a kinship. Either you have children together or you have some sort of kinship where you're related or you feel related to this person. The Sun makes me think that you're here for answers. You're here because you want clarity. You resonated with the honest truth part of this reading when you saw it, and you thought, yes, please, I'm here for clarity, I'm here for confirmation. I honestly believe you're actually pretty well versed with the Lovers card here. I think you know a lot already, and you're hoping that this reading confirms what you know. You're hoping that within yourself, you've been honest, because you feel like you know where this person is, but you want to know that you've been honest with yourself about the information. I can see with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, there are concerns about the future of this connection. There are concerns about how it's all going to come together. What is this all leading to? And I think what really brought you here with the Knight of Pentacles reversed is you're hoping for a more practical way of looking at this connection. You know where your feelings lie, you know where your heart lies, and you kind of know what you're doing, but you want to get validated that there's a practical aspect to this connection that you can follow, almost like a step-by-step guide or a step-by-step manual. With that being said, I believe you're open to criticism for this card to be reversed. You're hoping that I can find things that you've missed about this connection and about yourself. And you're hoping that I can address that clearly for you to improve and work on. You're hoping that I get really specific and that I leave no stone unturned so that you can really strengthen this connection from the ground up, focusing on all the little cracks if there are any. With the Five of Cups reversed, you don't want to be blindsided. You don't want to feel like you've been cut short and that you've missed something that could lead to a greater issue or problem down the line. And because of that, I do think that you're here with hope that things aren't as bad as they could be. I believe there's parts of you that are really hoping that it is as good as it feels. And I believe with the Five of Cups reversed, you're trying to be an optimist in this, similar to the Sun's energy. You're trying to, no matter what the challenges have been in the past and in the recent past, you're trying to look at this connection as it's not a big deal. We can get through this. It's not that deep. And I see that here with the Three of Pentacles as well, sweet soul. I can see with the Three of Pentacles that you are somebody who, in my opinion, has someone who wants to work on this with you. You're hoping that I can be a part of this synergy that you have with this person and that this reading can give you practical advice on how you and this person can work on things. And because of that, maybe this connection is going through practical changes, growing pains that are physical, and you're really just looking for any advice or information on how to address those practical changes so that you and this person can continue working as a team and can continue building something together. I believe you looked at this reading as something collaborative, something that could help you, and something that you could use like a tool in your journey, which is a beautiful way of looking at it. So with that in mind, let's have a look at this person's honest intentions towards you. we're going to look at their energy towards you first. And to do that, we're going to use the Wild Unknown Animals archetype deck by Kim Franz. What is this person's energy towards my viewer spirit? What is this person's energy towards my viewer? Okay, we have the Panther in the reverse position. Interesting. And behind that we had the Bear. And what are this person's honest intentions towards my viewer spirit? What are this person's honest intentions towards my viewer, please, Spirit? What are this person's honest intentions? Interesting. Okay, 4 cards, not what I expected. Honestly, a lot more cards could have come out as well. This person's working with a lot, sweet soul. I don't know how I feel about this. Why are they like this, Spirit? Give me a moment. I'm going to take a second to tune in. I'll be back. All right. We're going to start with the Panther. This person's energy towards you, group 2. I've got my crystals here. I need a little bit of extra support. I think with Venus in retrograde, I really need to be careful because the time that we're doing this reading is perfect for the topic of this reading, but I want to stay true to the integrity of the people that I'm tuning into. This person's intentions feel very different to your energy, to what led you here. And maybe it's because you know everything that I'm about to say about this person, or maybe it's because the changes in this connection have really put a strain on this person that has forced them to look at things differently to how they were. Because I feel like the energy that this person is in, which is reflected in their intentions towards you, is that of someone who has to dig a lot deeper than what they were doing before. It seems as though this person is being forced currently to peel back layers of self. And there is a focus on this person. I'll be honest, when I pulled these cards, there is an indication that their intentions are to focus on themselves. And I do believe that that is to benefit this connection. But I also believe that it's an imbalance in your connection. I think that you, my viewer, are a lot more focused on this connection, on this person and yourself, where this person's capacity is limited to mostly themselves. There's not much they can offer you, and they've been forced to really examine their flaws, their faults, and their mistakes in life and in this connection. So we'll start with the Panther. Their energy towards you is feeling a little bit vulnerable, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to see the predators in this deck in the reverse position. The Panther as a predator has a feminine energy, and for me it's a feminine rage. That's how I personally interpret its energy, as kind of like a feminine rage of being able to express and essentially just go after what you want. It reminds me of that song, which is not about rage at all, but it's about women being able to do things that men can do too. And you can liken that to any feeling of being a minority or a feeling of being a lesser than. It's that song Girls Need Love Too by Summer Walker. So I'm probably making that song out to be bigger than what it is, but it just feels like the Panther's energy is about claiming and doing so in a way that really feels aggressive only because it's not socially acceptable in that society. So when this card's reversed, it feels like the other aspects of Lilith aspects of shame and guilt and suppression, especially because the Panther is a fire element, a fire sign. Suppressed fire burns internally, fuels internally. This person is holding themselves back when it comes to you. And I do think with the Panther card being here, there is a lot of subconscious passions, frustrations, urges, desires that are kind of being recognized and suppressed when it comes to this connection. So their energy feels restrained. Their energy, and you've probably felt it, sweets, they're not being completely open with their authentic energy. They feel something and they choose to internalize it, and then they reveal a little bit of it, a little piece of it. They don't show you everything. And for this card to be reversed, there is a part of them that honestly feels like you need to be protected from some of the stuff that they're going through inside. We know with Afraid of the Attic that what's happening in this connection is a purging of shoeboxed fears and anxieties. And this person feels at this stage like they have to kind of do that by themselves or for themselves. So let's look at your tarot and how that reflects the intentions. Honestly, at the back of the deck was the Three of Cups. So this connection could involve more than one person. There could be a third party, but the third party doesn't have to be another romantic interest. It could be another friend. It could be children. It could be a strong sense of commitment and loyalty to a job or to a family situation, which is causing a triangle of love and support. Instead of you and this person being able to mostly bounce off of each other, you're having to allow for this third party to receive and give as well. This is influencing this person. We're going to talk more about that in the extended, but there's parts of this person's intentions towards you that have to pivot into a different direction. They are prioritizing self-fulfillment only because with the Nine of Cups reversed, they don't have a lot to offer you. This person's intentions towards you with the Nine of Cups reversed is to try to get some support from you because they don't have anything to give right now. They are feeling depleted. They are feeling low capacity, and it's impacting their self-esteem. It's impacting their self-confidence, but it's also impacting the way that they see themselves next to you. This person does compare themselves to you, whether this is a platonic connection or romantic or anything in between. They compare themselves to you. They're not satisfied with their life. They're not satisfied with their past and how it's impacted their present. And so they're going through an upheaval, an internal upheaval to address feelings internally about themselves that is impacting their ability to connect with you. They do feel drained. I'm not going to lie. And when I look at this card and how it feels towards you, there is a sadness. If I wasn't taking my time in the beginning to really tune into this energy, I was very quick to judge and assume that this card meant that this person intends on draining you, because that's what this card represents, energy vampires. But I don't think that that's their intention. I think that that's what they're doing, and they're trying to stop it. They feel sad that they can't be in the upright. This card upright feels confident, successful, fulfilled, proud. It's very much the opposite. There's a hollowness in this person's heart space. And you may have felt that shift. There's some sort of memory from the past with the Six of Swords reversed, or conversation about the past that has forced this person to introspect and retrospect. They're looking back at everything, but they're also looking back at themselves and going, wow, what the hell was I doing? So let's have a look at this energy in terms of their intentions towards you. I do feel like there's more that this person needs to say to you about the past. There is more that they need to say, but they are being selective with their words, and they're being selective about their actions and what they do here. If this person has asked for space from you, please don't take that personally. It is about them. It's not about you, it's about them. And with this card being reversed, they intend on trying to work on this with you when they feel ready. And I don't think for a lot of you they feel ready now. They may feel pushed to open a can of worms or to address a can of worms that has already opened, but they need more time to actually recount, to reflect, and to figure out what the heck they need to say to you and how they can say it in an effective way. Because this card isn't just about bringing up the past. It's about talking about the past, whether it's the recent past or the distant past, with the intention of being able to move forward. So with that objective in mind, right, this person's going, I want to move forward with group 2, but I need to really think about what's important to say in this conversation. Now, we have a stability card in the reverse position, and this really made me uncomfortable. I don't like to see stability reversed in an intentions reading. My primary instinct as a seasoned tarot reader is to assume that this person wants instability for a reason. And your primary reaction as a human being is to go, oh my God, why would they want that? Why would they want me to be unstable? But it does make sense when you come back to the card in the beginning. They don't want instability. They want change. They want positive change. They don't want the two of you to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. They want you to feel confident enough to grow from an uncomfortable situation, to not feel limited in an uncomfortable situation. I don't think that this was stable. I think that this was inevitably going to evolve and become uncomfortable. So they want, with the Four of Wands reversed, the energy to be helpfully unstable, to kind of push them outside of their comfort zone so that your connection can really overcome the challenges that feel overwhelming right now. That's why we finish with the Seven of Wands. It chose to come out to really help summarize everything. The Seven of Wands upright is underdog energy. It's someone who the odds are stacked against them. There's a lot of external pressure and there's a lot of internal conflict, but they push and they push and they challenge themselves and they beat and defy all odds. When this card is reversed, they're actually feeling very insecure about the odds that are stacked against them in this connection. And so their intentions in this connection is to try to uncover some of that with you. This person isn't comfortable at all, and it started with the Panther's energy reversed. You never want to see a predator reversed. They feel vulnerable, and it's not good when a predator feels vulnerable. This is someone who is usually quite capable, quite confident, quite able to pursue and to assert their energy. So with the Seven of Wands reversed, their honest intentions are to address their fears before they continue in this connection. They need to address their confidence issues. They need to address their insecurities. They need to address any external doubt as well. If anybody in your close circle or their close circle is doubting them, they need to address that before they continue things in this connection. They don't want too much external pressure doubting their abilities to be successful with you. So that is their intentions, their honest intentions towards you. I do want to ask now, oh yes, okay, good. I was worried that this would be in the extended reading. We're going to do it on YouTube. Is anyone or anything influencing this person's intentions. We actually know that yes, but let's figure out what is actually going on with that. I do usually pull oracle cards. I think I'm going to go for this oracle deck. I did that for group 1 if I'm correct. This is the Arcana of Astrology oracle deck. Spirit, is anyone or anything influencing this person's intentions towards group 2? Wow. I would say the biggest thing is that this person takes commitments very seriously. So if they do have any solid commitments, they're having to weigh that in, right? If this person is married, they're weighing that in. If they're in a serious relationship, they're weighing that in. If they're in a serious employment in terms of partnership with their career, they're weighing that in. If they have a immense amount of responsibilities as a guardian or parent, they're weighing that in. They take their commitments very seriously and they take their decisions very seriously. This person doesn't just jump into big things. They may have had some serious commitments or big decisions in the past blow up in their face, and so they are very concerned about doing the right thing this time. There is a part of them that is thinking about what other people think about them and about this connection, which we did see in the last section. We know that this person wants to address anyone else's doubt towards them. And it makes me think of, this might be uncomfortable for those who are here for Platonic reasons, but when people are getting married, I don't know if they still do this, but the ordained minister will say, does anybody have any objections before we continue? That's what they're doing. They're kind of going around and they're like, look, I am about to do something that's very uncomfortable for group 2, and I'm happy to do it, but I need to know that everybody else is comfortable with me doing this. Does anyone have any objections before we continue? Is there anything else we need to talk about before we continue? So I would say that they're weighing all of that up. Those are the third parties, if any, in this connection. They're weighing up your commitments, your contracts, your partnerships. They're also weighing up how much further to take this, because I can see with Venus next that another thing that is, I want to say influencing, not interfering. Another thing that's influencing this person's intentions is a lot of the work that they've been doing on themselves. I want to say that this person actually felt quite secure until something happened between the two of you recently. And now they feel insecure. There are insecurities from this person's past that are really being forced down their throat. And it's very uncomfortable. It's very much an opportunity to examine their identity a bit deeper and to look at who they are as a person, how you see them and how they see themselves. But there's insecurities. This person almost feels like they're under a microscope. And you may have had a conversation about what this person did in the past that really forced them to look deeper. But it could just be because Venus is in retrograde when I'm doing this reading. I think that with these two cards here, this person is really pulling at their insecurities, and it is influencing their intentions, which we did see. That was a big part of the answers to that question. What are their honest truths in their intentions towards you? So is there anything or anyone else influencing this connection? Honestly, the anyones should be obvious. It should be obvious what this person has going on in their life. There's no hidden things. But with Pluto here, there are hidden fears. Pluto is here to say that this person has hidden layers of fears that subconsciously and consciously impact their ability to move this connection forward. They don't feel secure in taking things deeper or making things more official or stepping into a more serious partnership, whether that's a partnership on a level that is marriage or serious commitment, or if this is a platonic connection, maybe the two of you were considering doing something quite serious together, like living together or moving together, or maybe this person asked you to support them in their relationship and you went, no, like, I'm sorry, but I don't like this person that you're seeing. Whatever it is, whether you were opposed or not, this person is under the impression that they haven't been looking at their circumstances clearly. They're under the impression that they've kind of missed something big here. Spirit, what do they feel like they've missed? What are they holding secret with this Pluto card? Scorpio. Well, that's helpful. Oh my God. All right. We're reading from the guidebook. We're reading from the guidebook because I can't. That's just like, and I know it's me being lazy. I should really just tune in and focus on it, but I can't keep talking. We've got other things to cover. So let's look at Pluto first. This guidebook is beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. It's incredibly detailed and there's always meanings in the description for all of us. So we're going to start with the key words. Pluto is the Reaper planet, according to this Arcana of Astrology guidebook. The key words are death, rebirth, resurrection, change, destruction, the occult, ghosts, and the underworld. The rules, it rules Scorpio, which is why Scorpio coming out was not helpful. It was affirming to the themes that I'm clearly missing. The house is the 8th house. The element is water. Symbols associated with Pluto are bats, bones, graveyards, dogs, cypress, and ivy. It's quite a spooky card. And they really play into spooky themes in this deck, at least. There are other symbols associated with this planet that aren't listed in this guidebook. This guidebook is just based on the cards. So, the placement of Pluto in your natal chart often indicates how you handle situations. Do you have an understanding of your morality and embrace its inevitability, or do you close your eyes and go through life in denial? Pluto's transits uncover the truth. He lifts the veil to the underworld and gives us a glimpse into the past, which can prepare us for the future. We just need to work out how to use this gift. Wow. The changes that Pluto puts in motion are not small day-to-day ones. They are large scale and personal changes initiated by him, like the death of a loved one, which is why it is important to remember that after the war, we rebuild our societies, we honor our ancestors, and we, like always, create new lives. Pluto has regenerating qualities. We cannot exist without the cycle of degeneration and regeneration, death and rebirth, which is how this card is connected to the occult and taboos. Because some societies, some cultures aren't comfortable with the idea of death, but it is a natural process of regeneration. So this person is experiencing uncomfortable feelings of regeneration where they may need to be confronting death, the end. They need to confront endings in order to embrace the new beginnings in front of them. With Scorpio reversed, I do feel like, I'm going to read from the guidebook too, but I do feel like this person is being influenced by things that they thought they'd gotten over, to put it simply. They were like, I thought I got over this and now it's in my face again. So Scorpio could be significant, this reading. Key dates are October 23rd to November 21st. Key words are death, rebirth, omens, mystery, and transformation. Symbols are scorpions, autumn leaves, bones, and vanilla. This is a fixed sign. Its associated house is the 8th house. The element is water. Pluto is its ruler. And the opposite zodiac sign is Taurus. Scorpio in a reading means it is time to get your emotions, mainly your temper, in check. It is perfectly healthy to feel anger, but it is not healthy to be carrying it around with you day after day. You don't have to do that to yourself. Don't you deserve to be happy? If you have been struggling to take the first step in changing your life, Pluto is a welcome omen. You guys may be seeing omens as well, or this person may be seeing omens like bones, ivy, vanilla, graveyards, scorpions, bats. Allow bad habits and negative thoughts to die, as this leaves room for newer and better things to flourish. This opportunity is a gift, and when you do take it, the whole world will open up. With this card reversed, I feel like this person is struggling to let negative thoughts die. I think they are actively having to work on their mindset towards this connection and the uncomfortable truths that are staring them in the face. To put it simply, this person may be stubborn. With Venus reversed, Pluto upright, they may be stubborn. They may be resisting change instead of embracing it. And that is the biggest thing that is influencing this connection and their intentions towards you. There's a part of them that is uncomfortable with the change. So let's have a look now to close your reading at what your best course of action moving forward is. Your recommended best course of action for your highest good. We're using one of my favorite decks. It shouldn't be a surprise. I love this deck. I use it in nearly every reading. This is the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck. It's not cheap, but it is worth the investment if you are wanting to deepen your readings as a reader, or if you're really wanting to take your readings to a next level. Spirit, what is recommended? What is the recommended course of action for my group 2s for their highest good? Wow. Wow. Yeah, they do have the Descendant popping out as well. So lots of symbolism here. I'm going to put it in simple terms and we can call it a day, but I'm also going to elaborate. In simple terms, sweet souls, it is time to accept what you can control and to release what you cannot. With the Cardinal card reversed, you have to acknowledge when you've done enough. This is not about a lack of initiative, a lack of planning, or unhelpful mistakes. There are no mistakes in the game of life, only learning curves. You have to accept what you can control and release what you cannot. The best course of action for your highest good is to embrace change in this connection. You have a unique opportunity here to really identify what is standing in your way. Because I think that this connection is impacting multiple areas of your life. It's bigger than you and this person. The themes that you're experiencing between you and this person are bleeding into other aspects of your life, other relationships, other goals. This connection is here to make you uncomfortable enough to want to grow. You're not supposed to be stuck, but you are supposed to feel forced to change. It is in your best interest to continue that uncomfortable pressure to change that you felt because of this connection. It is also in your best interest to be open-minded about what that change looks like. Don't hold on to what you think your life should be. Be open to ways that it could be better. Be flexible to new ways that it could be better. And I feel with the Descendant card reversed, your past is trying to show you something about your future. A past cycle is trying to reveal itself to you so that you don't make the same mistakes in your future. But you've really got to decipher that for yourself. With the Descendant card reversed, who we were does not have to be who we are in our future. As long as we are consciously changing patterns of behavior, consciously addressing our intentions, and consciously reflecting on what we aren't proud of. Now, I really think that you're a group who is in a connection that is inspiring you to be more authentic in yourself, more connected to who you are. You and this person have a unique way of mirroring certain aspects to each other so that you're both uncomfortably encouraging each other to grow. This is a connection that is going through growing pains, as we saw from the beginning, and there are fears that are needing to be addressed. Don't shoebox them. Don't just stuff them away and suppress them. Now is the time to really peel back layers by yourself and with this person to examine what is going on here, whether it's a fear, whether it's a blockage, whether it's a bias. You know, maybe you've had a conversation and you've gone, well, I don't want to do that. Why? Why was that your immediate reaction? Why was your immediate reaction to shut down and to close off and to go, no, I don't want to do that? What is standing in your way? What is the worst case scenario? Because the two of you do need to embrace this change. And there's only so far you can go if you're choosing to just focus on the other person. That's why Spirit wants you to accept what you cannot control so that you do focus more on what you can control. This connection is definitely pushing the two of you to confront things you thought you had healed, but are still subconsciously impacting the future you're creating with each other and the lives, the intricate lives you have together and separately. So that is what I'm seeing for you, sweet soul. A lot of your closing advice is about reflection. It's about journaling. It's about mindfulness. And it's about shadow work. That may sound really uncomfortable and unhelpful. I don't have any practical advice except to confront your fears, right? Work through the lump in your throat. Work through that fight or flight or flee reaction. Wait, what is it? Fight, flight. Anyway, that anxious response. Those are my practical advices to you. But most of this advice is emotional, it's spiritual, and it needs to happen with your effort. You can't just expect this reading to do all the work for you. You need to really think about how this connection is uncomfortable for a reason right now, and how this is a helpful forced change. So that's what I'm seeing about this connection. There's a lot more than just this person's intentions going on here. In your extended reading, we're going to have a look at how the two of you are tethered together. The extended reading is a better look at you and this person's past life connections to each other. Is there any unfinished business or karma between you two in this life? What do other people think about this connection? What do your family and friends think? What do their family and friends think? What do acquaintances and colleagues think? And lastly, can you trust this person with your best interest? If these questions and messages seem helpful to you on your journey, if you're able to support me in what I do here, the link to your extended reading is in the description box and the pinned comment. Remember, that link takes you to my website where I host extended readings. Please make sure you click on the right group before you purchase any. Make sure you click on group 2, the honest truth about their intentions towards you reading. Group 2, if you're unable to join me in the extended, I appreciate all of your support here on YouTube. You can continue to support me right here by liking this video, and if you feel confident enough, giving a comment down below on how this reading impacted you, and maybe consider joining the family if you haven't already. But thank you so much, Group 2, for all of your energy, your support, and for letting me read for you. I appreciate this energetic exchange and the opportunity to be a part of your journey. If this is where we're parting ways, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Until we meet again, bye. Hi Group 3 and welcome to your reading. If you recognize the Gifts from the Past card, which is the number 59 in this deck, then you're in the right place. Welcome, sweet souls. I'm going to be asking Spirit on your behalf, what is the person on your mind's honest, truthful intentions towards you? We are covering a lot in this reading, as you can see. There is stuff that I'm going to talk about here on YouTube, which you can find in the description box. And there's also things I will be addressing in your extended reading if you're able to join me over there. And you can find that information in the description box here, as well as on my website. So to open your reading, I am going to set my intentions as your reader. I highly recommend, sweets, because this is a general reading, set your intentions as a viewer. What brought you to this reading? What questions are swirling in your mind when it comes to this connection? And what key challenges or topics are you hoping that I can address for you in today's reading? Set your intentions and I'll set mine. Spirit, please tune me into Group 3's energy. Please help me offer Group 3 the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, I could really just sit in that energy. I think it's a sign that I need to meditate today. So, let's have a look, sweets. I've got the guidebook here. I'm going to look at it after I intuit some messages. And in order to do that, I am going to hold on to my crystals, Amazonite and Amethyst. What is their honest, truthful intentions towards this connection, Spirit? This person is at a crossroads. They're learning a lot about themselves. I'm seeing direction here. Their intentions are, they still feel drawn to their past. They still feel as though there is some either messages or some information that is pretty pivotal towards their journey that they can draw upon from their past. This person is looking for help outside of this connection. They're looking for clarity. I believe that they are seeking some sort of direction either in their career or as personal development. I think with the number 59 here, the energy towards this connection feels as though it's changing to be more than about this connection. Especially with the number 9, this person is on a journey of self. They're expanding their experiences. They're wanting to expand their knowledge. They're wanting a deeper sense of identity. So that's very interesting. I'm curious to see how this relates to you and whether they are fulfilled with the amount of experience they have in this connection or whether they're looking for more. The compass on this card always makes me think of a crossroads. And honestly, in our natal charts, North Node, South Node, to me, represent unconscious or even subconscious directions that we follow. Either because we're drawn to elements from our past or because we're drawn to those hopes for our future. And I sometimes look at your North Node as like a moral compass as well, or like some sort of values-based compass, because it does subconsciously dictate what you do. And it does seem to impact your ability to connect with others. If your North Node is activated, it can be very hard to stay grounded or to stay rooted in systems you've created because you're feeling drawn towards that possible future instead. So very interesting that this is their energy. Let's have a look at what the guidebook has to say about this card. Gifts from the past. Your ancestors, past selves, and guides are bringing you gifts and treasures. Unearthly wisdoms are going to be handed down from the cosmic clouds. If you are having trouble resolving something, if you are in the process of creating a new project or business, trying to decide where to move, this card can be very helpful. Be open to receiving these gifts. That's interesting. Depends on the level of your person's spirituality, I guess, but they could be receiving signs about this connection. I do think for this card to show up, there's a lot going on in their life that is bigger than just you and them. So let's see. Let's have a look. We'll put this card to the side for now, and we're going to have a look at your first question. What brought you to this reading, my viewer? Okay, Spirit. What brought group 3 to this reading? What brought group 3 to this reading, Spirit? We have the Magician. We have the Empress. What brought group 3 to this reading? And we have the Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Quite telling. This tells me that you, my viewer, are a successful person with a lot to lose. You've worked really hard to be where you are in life, both materially, financially, values-wise, relationship-wise. You've worked hard. Your status is respected. I feel you have a community of people around you that do respect you. They probably look up to you. They are proud of you. They recognize you. They recognize your achievements. You've got a good reputation. This reputation does impact the way you contribute to this connection. And at times you wonder if you're being valued or if this connection matches your value or is worth investing in continuously. I honestly think that there are a lot of potentials in this connection. I think you're here because you recognize the signs of growth in this connection and because you want to know more about what you can do to be in control of your destiny. With this Magician card here, you're showing up as someone that's very powerful, very self-aware, and very aware of the human condition. You're very observant. You're very good at getting your way or getting what you want by operating within the laws of free will. You are very good at controlling what you can control and persuading things you can't control or people you can't control, but you recognize when to respect that barrier and focus more on what you can do instead of what you can't do. With the Knight of Swords reversed, there is hesitancy here. I believe what brought you to this reading is you want to make sure that you're not making mistakes, that you're not getting ahead of yourself, and that you're not going to regret your actions in this connection. You also want to know whether to do more or to do less, or if the momentum in the connection is right and if it's going to lead to a good outcome, or if there are things that you're overlooking, if there's a course of action you can take that will benefit this situation. And ultimately, I think you just want to hear somebody else's perspective and opinions on the person you're dealing with in this connection, just to get another person's view of the situation. That's going to really help you come back to the beautiful life you've built for yourself and decide whether this is what you want to continue building in terms of the connection. So that is what brought you to this reading. If that resonates, you're in the right place. Let's have a look at this person's honest, truthful intentions now. What is the honest truth about this person's intentions towards my viewer, Spirit? Oops. Okay, interesting. What is the honest truth about this person's energy towards my viewer? What is this person's energy? We have Sea Serpent reversed, which is telling us about their energy towards you. Let's have a look at their intentions towards you now, Spirit. What is this person's honest, truthful intentions towards my viewer, please? What is this person's honest, truthful intentions towards my viewer, please, Spirit? What is this person's honest, truthful intentions towards my viewer, please, Spirit? Okay, we have the Three of Cups reversed. We have the High Priestess reversed. We have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Swords. Okay, you are way more powerful than you realize, sweet soul. Don't forget that, because it is humbling and helpful in your journey as a human being to admit that you don't know everything, but it can be very validating to your experiences and affirming towards your opportunities for you to claim the information you do know. Make sure you aren't invalidating yourself by trying to be a good person, or by trying to have good morals and strong ethics, and by trying to role model. Don't compromise your self-worth, your self-esteem, and what you deserve. Okay, let's get into it. This person's energy towards you with the Sea Serpent reversed. This is a spirit card in this deck, and it has very strong themes of being connected to chakras and of having a big impact. These cards in this deck are major. The author of this deck, Kim Kranz, she created this deck to associate it with psychological theories of attachment and coping mechanisms, defense mechanisms. But she wanted to incorporate her spiritual beliefs of how certain chakras help activate these human behaviors, and they help activate energy frequencies in our bodies. The Sea Serpent card, to me, is strongly connected to your flow, and it's not a card that you want to see reversed, because to me it represents an inability to allow flow, to allow change, to allow natural movement of human energy, which includes human desire, human passion, human creativity, and a self-designed sense of purpose. This person is either repressing or projecting a lot of what they feel and a lot of what they experience. And honestly, it kind of makes me think that their energy towards this connection, at the very least, is a distraction from what they're going through. When they do focus on this connection, they do it trying to forget what they have to deal with or what they have to work on. And I do think that this Sea Serpent represents this person's ability to either shut down or to just not want to delve deeper with you. There's a lot about this person that feels like it's demanding a lot of their conscious attention. And this connection, if it does that, really drains this person. If they're with you and they're being forced to face themselves, it immediately makes them feel emotionally exhausted and mentally defensive. They don't want to have to think so much. They already do that at work, or they already do that at home, and so they've kind of put you in a box, sweet soul. And this box is very limiting. It's very hard for this person to want to expand this connection because they're comfortable with where it is. And I think that's because there is tension and pressure on this person in other areas of their life to be uncomfortable. That was my foot. I swear to God, I didn't just fart on camera, if you did hear that. Oh, there's so much tension on this person. So they look to this connection as something that is personal, that is lighthearted, and that is what it is. Now, I am reading for platonic and romantic connections, so I'm going to keep it open. I'll give specific examples depending on whether you are in a romantic connection or whether you identify as this being more platonic. But for the most part, the broadened themes are going to be general. Let's look at your bottom deck energy, the Four of Swords. In the reverse position, group 3, the Four of Swords is slowly reanimating. This period, this person has come out of a period of healing, and they need to move slowly to protect their peace, but they're also learning how to do things again, sometimes for the first time, but if not for the first time in a long time. They are prone to making mistakes, to moving too slowly, to moving too quickly, or even to missing your cues all at once. There's a lot of guesswork going on in the way that this person interacts with you and your connection. They don't know what they're doing. They're not comfortable with the way that they treat you, and they're just feeling their way through it in an almost intuitive way, instinctual way. They can't give you a lot with the Four of Swords reversed. Not only are they trying to be in a place where they're more alert and agile and comfortable with the actions and the words they have towards you, but they're learning a lot along the way with you. There's a lot of things happening here, sweet soul, that seems to be bigger than you. It's like this person is being forced to learn some skill in order to connect with you very quickly when their physical abilities are limited. Now, I could just be making excuses for them, and this is where I really want you to validate your feelings, validate your experience, validate your information. If it sounds like I'm making excuses for this person, call that out on your end, sweets. We can't talk face to face. I can't hear you. So it's important that you stand up for yourself. But I'm hoping that by me delving into this person's energy, you can see where they're coming from. They genuinely believe that they're doing the best that they can. They know they're not perfect, but their capacity is limited. Their skill set is limited. Their knowledge is limited. And we can see with the Three of Cups reversed, this person intends on towing this line of impersonal and personal relationship with you, of wanting something more, but not wanting something serious. Now, if you're in a platonic connection, the Three of Cups reverse could look like this person wanting more one-on-one time with you, away from a group setting, away from other people, just getting to know you better, getting to be able to understand you better and show you more about themselves. If this is a romantic connection, the Three of Cups reversed can actually mean that this person is vetting you, is trying to understand, well, how are you and who are you compared to the other people? It does mean that they're comparing you to other people. It means that they have an idea in their mind of what they want, and they're observing you and they're ticking boxes and they're drawing conclusions. And often a lot of this happens without your conscious input. You don't have the opportunity to know what's on this person's checklist, and you don't have the opportunity to know when they've come to a conclusion, because for the most part, it can seem like this person is just being really, really, for lack of a better word, presumptuous. Like they're just looking at you and after one meeting going, okay, well, they're that kind of person. There's still a lot of fun in this process. That's why it's the Three of Cups. It's an early process. It's like the foundational process of trying to get to know someone and figuring out, that person's personality in comparison to your own. With the High Priestess next, this person's intentions, see, with this card reversed, I just kind of feel like they're denying themselves something here. I see the High Priestess reversed as a disconnect between reasoning, between intuitive and spiritual reasoning. And it can mean that someone is operating in a way that conflicts with their identity. It can also mean that someone is simply not wanting to look and feel deeper. They don't want to know about the hoodoo voodoo. They don't want to think about spirituality. They don't want to peer into the crystal ball. That's overwhelming. That's too much. They just want to live day to day in the 3D world where life exists in front of them. Energy is a concept, and spiritual connections are theories that they don't want to have to pay attention to. This person intends on keeping things very linear with you, very basic, very surface level. And I think we can see that with the Four of Pentacles as well. I'm really glad we got the Four of Pentacles at the end, because up until that point, I was really like, oh, what is this? The Four of Pentacles helps us understand that this person is struggling to cope. We can see with the Four of Pentacles that their focus is on their material world, on their material experiences, and they are insecure about how much they have to offer in friendship, in romance, in connection. They're insecure about the fact that other people seem to have more than them, and they're really holding tightly onto what they do have. And they may have a plan to try to get more than what they have, in terms of they may have a plan to improve their career, to improve their finances, to improve their lifestyle, to improve their health. But for the minute, they don't feel comfortable. They feel insecure, and they're really protecting themselves by exhibiting these defensive mechanisms towards you. So operating from a space of lack is creating awareness of an insecurity that they're trying to hide from you. It's pushing you away. It's creating a disconnect in the flow of energy in this connection. And it's ultimately making you feel like an option, because they don't want to look deeper than that. And they're not prepared to do more than that. And honestly, the scary thing about all of this is that this is them learning. They were worse before they met you. Gifts from the past tells me that this is an important aspect of this person's journey, but they've been a lot worse. If you think this is bad, they've been a lot worse. And I'm not trying to invalidate your experiences. I'm just trying to highlight how you two are on very different journeys. This is high functioning for this person, and it's frustratingly not enough for you. So remember that. This person is at capacity, and it's still not meeting your needs. So let's move forward. We're going to have a look at, is there anyone or anything influencing this person's intentions? What deck am I using for that, Spirit? Oh. We're going to get an oracle card to do a quick yes or no, and then we're going to get tarot. Is there anyone or anything influencing this person's actions towards my viewer, Spirit? Okay. Yeah, Cancer. This person has a strong connection to their parents or to their children. I'm even hearing codependent. They may still live in home. Not that codependent is presuming a negative term or energy, but I just mean they could live with their parents, or they could have children living with them. There's a feeling here of maybe cohabitation is a better word than codependence. Let's get some tarot out now. Spirit, is anyone or anything influencing this person's intentions? This person does hold their parents' point of views to a higher degree. There are some sort of family values that is influencing this person. And yeah, okay. Yeah, there is an experience in love that is influencing this person's connection. Decision making. Yeah, wow. Okay, if they've recently gotten out of a relationship, they're not over it yet. It's not that they want that person back, but they just feel bitter towards love. And they are projecting that onto their experiences in love, which is impacting you. If this person was married before, that still is a big issue for them. I think this person is quite skeptical about partnership, and they're skeptical about how a relationship works in terms of identifiable roles. Justice reversed is indicating that a lot of this person's decision making is influenced by the people around them, and those people are family for Cancer to be here, or close friends who they spend a lot of time with, maybe even living with. They care a lot with the Hermit card about their own growth. They want to feel like they're leveling up, and so they can be really stubborn in the way that they make decisions because they want to be better than their previous version. And honestly, the Hermit card means that they believe that they have sovereignty over their decision making. But I can see with Cancer, Justice reversed, the Knight of Cups reversed, and the Four of Cups reversed, this person takes a long time to get over things. Whenever they've been done wrong, in a friendship, in a relationship, in a meaningful connection, they've taken that personally. This is the kind of person that holds grudges, and honestly, they're not quite emotionally available. They're not as emotionally available as they think. So if we have a look at the Four of Cups in the middle, we can see that this person is influenced by the idea of missing out. They don't want to miss out, which is why they are always looking for the next best thing. They're always looking for something better than their last experience. And Sweet Soul, you're showing up as a Magician, an Empress, a Queen of Pentacles, and a Knight of Swords reversed. To put it bluntly, you're too good for them. And they can't see that because they don't measure the value of a person in the same way that you do, in the same way that I do, in the same way that these cards do. They measure the value of a person based on what their parents are going to think of you, based on what their close friends are going to think of you, and based on what their ex is going to think of you. So this person thinks that they can do better than you, to put it very bluntly. I don't believe that, but that's because I'm on your side. Not that there are sides. This person is looking at things subjectively, not objectively. They're looking at things through the lens of their own experiences, which is limited because I don't think they've even taken a proper time to get to know you. And then very quickly they've compared you with other people and with this ex of theirs. I don't like channeling messages about exes and third parties just because it tends to be quite a low vibrational energy that I don't want to promote on this channel. But if it comes up, we have to address it for the sake of development, prosperity, and your best interest. So with that in mind, let's focus on your best interest. Your last question is, what is your recommended course of action for your highest good? And we're going to cut straight to the chase. We're going to get some inspiring oracle cards from the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck. Spirit, what is the best course of action for Group 3's highest good? Okay, we have waning gibbous. Okay. Whoa. Goodness me. I just wanted that card. We have moon. Wow. And we have 5th house reversed. Yeah, okay. 6th house at the back of the deck. Yeah. For me, the 6th house is about making sure, in relation to your reading at least, there's obviously so much to this card, so much to this house. You're more than welcome to do your own research and see if you're drawn towards key terms or key themes in this astral aspect of your natal chart. But the way that I'm interpreting it is that the 6th house is your opportunity to apply your theory into practice when it comes to the choices you're making here. I can see with the owl on this card that you're very powerful. You're very good. We saw that with the Magician card at reading people and making things turn in your favor. I want to say that your gut instinct was spot on in this situation, and that with the 6th house, you need to apply the theory. You need to take action, make a plan based on the information you have. And at the very least, you need to seek people who can reciprocate your generosity, your experience, and your needs. Because the 6th house is calling for you to focus on the balances in this situation. And if there are imbalances, respect that. If this person isn't giving you if this person is treating you some type of way, accept that and go, well, that's interesting because it's not enough for me. So I guess I'm going to have to find my needs elsewhere. Now, I do think with the kingfisher here, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Keep fishing. The frog here is asking for you to take a leap outside of this connection. Can I be clear? There is a cute marsupial, I'm pretty sure that's a monkey actually, down the bottom here, which is encouraging you to stay alert, to be practical, and to use your gut instinct to navigate this. There is a frogmouth owl in the corner here. They're nocturnal. Spirit is saying you see everything. There's no hidden information here. You've judged this person's character very well. And there's some sort of animal down here. It looks like a deep sea creature. We have an axolotl. Axolotls are actually very resilient in the wild. If you've ever had them as a pet, you would know that they're very silly pets. They're hard to keep, but in the wild, they can live in very crazy environments. They're also semi-amphibious, but very important to the environment that they are native to. Very symbolic in Mesoamerican culture as well. I honestly think that this person is just a transition for you, sweets. Keep moving. Keep moving with this axolotl. Keep moving. All the flower imagery. There's a lot going on here. And yes, it's complex. So you've got to stick to the core facts, the core plan, and the key information. I think you have it all. You've got it all. Don't overthink it at this point. Waning gibbous moon is a sign of the times, basically. It's the moon coming to the end of a cycle, and it's getting ready to complete its cycle, and it's trying to highlight issues, it's trying to give you closure, and it's trying to offer you emotional and mental release so that you can be prepared for the ending and the new beginning. Your best course of action is to give yourself that closure. Give yourself that preparation of the release, of the ending. Think about what that's going to look like. What do you need in order to mentally and emotionally feel closure in this situation? Because with the moon here, don't underestimate the emotional aspect of this connection. I've talked about the facts. I've used words to try to articulate what's happened, but that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface on your emotional side of this. Give yourself time to purge, to understand, and to just validate your feelings. It may be helpful to do that with a loved one. Talk about what you've been through and get them to support you through that by validating what you've been through and comforting you and giving you support and advice. But honor your feelings. They're very powerful in helping you move forward naturally so that you don't feel like you're missing anything, so that you don't feel unnecessarily tethered to this person. And with the 5th house reversed, so that you are able to remove feelings of romance, feelings of playfulness, of fun from this equation. Spirit is indicating your best course of action is to seek that elsewhere. If this is a platonic connection, I don't doubt that there were aspects of this connection that had potential, but it is in your best interest to seek companionship, to seek fun, to seek playfulness elsewhere. And for my romantic peoples, seek romance elsewhere. So that's what I'm seeing for you, my beautiful group number 3s. I'm going to end your reading there, and I'm going to go into your extended reading now, where we will have a look at your ties to this person. This will help you hopefully get all the closure that you need. My goal is to examine how you're connected through past lives. We're also going to ask if you have any unfinished business or karma between the two of you in this life. We're going to look at what other people think as well. Your friends and family, their friends and family, acquaintances, colleagues. What do other people think about this person, about this connection, about you? And your closing question, which I think is going to be really helpful for you, is can you trust this person with your best interest? It's going to really hopefully be the nail in the coffin in understanding the way this person operates, why they did what they did to make you feel some type of way, and how you can protect your best interest moving forward. If that sounds helpful, and if you are able to join me in the extended readings and support what I do here on YouTube for free, do click on the link in the description box or the pinned comment to open up my website where I host my extended readings, and make sure you click on the right reading before you purchase it. Remember, you are group 3 of my honest truth about their intentions towards you reading. Thank you so much, group 3, for all of your time, energy, and support right here on YouTube. Your energy exchange here does not go unnoticed. I'm so grateful to be a part of your journey. Thank you for letting me read for you. Thank you for being a part of my journey as a reader on this platform. Until we meet again, until we cross paths, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your road ahead. Look after your beautiful self, sweet soul. Bye. Hi, my group 4s, and welcome to your reading. It is so lovely to have you all here. If you recognize the Gifts to the Portal card, number 25, then you're in the right place, sweet soul. This is it's called the Honest Truth About Their Intentions Towards You reading. And we're asking Spirit to basically tell us what this person's intentions are. In order to get into your reading, I do have a few questions, and I'm going to link them all in the description box to help you follow the reading and to help you understand where the reading's going. Before I get into it, I am going to tune into your energy, and I'm going to set my intentions as your reader, group 4. I highly recommend that you do the same. Just because this is a general reading, it's a really good idea to make sure you set your intentions and to make sure that we're doing our best to connect, to get clear, honest messages for each and every one of you. So Spirit, please tune me into group 4's energy. Please help me offer group 4 the most clear, honest messages about their reading. If anything needs to come through that is helpful and necessary for group 4's progression and best possible outcome, please guide me to find the right information for them. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So, to open your reading, we are going to look at this card first. I do have the guidebook here, which will tell us a lot about this card, but I'm also going to intuitively tune in first. So what I can tell you about this person's energy towards you is that they are showing up as someone who is potentially wanting positive change here. I'm using a lot of words, so I'm just going to cut it down and just try to get straight to the point. The number 25 for me is a card of strategy. And so I think that their actions towards you are actually very intentional. Their actions are intentional. They are planning things. They don't make mistakes when it comes to the way they move towards you in this connection, the way they speak to you. It feels very intentional, sweets. And I can see with Gifts to the Portal that this person is definitely hopeful that whatever they're about to do or whatever they've done recently has had a positive impact on this connection. Now remember, I am reading for platonic and romantic connections, so I'm going to try to focus on the themes and then give specific examples in those two different contexts. So the overall theme here is planning, careful change, intentional movement, intentional effort, intentional change, and also this idea of extending or gifting something in order to get what they want. So we're going to have a look at what they want soon, but I just want to say their energy towards you does feel generous. So I'm curious to see what brought you to this reading, and I'm curious to see what their actual honest intentions are, because it seems like they are trying based on this card. Let's see what the guidebook has to say about the number 25. These colors are significant as well. So Spirit's just wanting me to draw, because there's not many here. So this lilac color, the fluorescent yellow, the light blue, the pastel red, and the almost sage green color is very important. And we also have like a charcoal gray down here with a very light, I want to say like beige or taupe. It looks like it's a light orange. So, gift to the portal. Some things that appear to be a loss or a waste of time are actually just labors for which you have not yet seen the reward. It may feel like you work and work and work and nothing ever happens, or that not enough happens in exchange. It would be nice if everything worked by a simple and clear formula, but it can be more complicated than that at times. Some hurdles need more work and attention to overcome than others. The actions we take don't always turn out the way we had predicted. Know that your hard work is always being seen, even when it doesn't feel like it. Yeah, wow. I really feel like this person's intentions, or at least their energy towards you, is that they've been trying to work. This is interesting. So what brought you to this reading, sweet soul? Let's get some clarity. What brought my group fours to this reading, Spirit? What brought my group fours to this reading? We have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. We also have the Magician. What brought my group fours to this reading? We have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Okay. Alrighty. So, sorry, sweet soul, you are my last group, so I'm really, sorry for laughing, but by the time I get to the end of these readings, like, whew, I'm a little bit of a mess. So I've got my tissues here just to help with the runny nose that always happens when I channel, and then my leaky eye, which is a health side effect I've gotten from channeling. Yeah, so I apologize, but that's what that is. And I usually try to pause the video so that it doesn't end up showing up in the audio, just because I noticed, especially this year, that it's, with this microphone, you pick it up too much. So with that spiel out of the way, let's bring it back to you, group 4. What brought you to this reading? With the Ace of Pentacles reversed, I can see that for a lot of you, this is about identifying opportunity. You want to know that your eye is on the right prize. And if this is a romantic connection, you want to be careful about what this person is offering you. You want to know that this person is offering you something substantial, offering you something special and hopeful, and essentially something that's not going to waste your time. Now, if this is a platonic connection, you guys are looking at this person and wondering if they're a bit too good to be true. For some of you, this person could even be offering you a job, but it feels like there's something about this connection that is offering a new opportunity, and you want to cross-check the information. You want to look at all possibilities before you accept help from this person, or an alliance or collaboration with this person, or partnership with this person. We see that with the Nine of Pentacles reversed. You're insecure about what this person has to offer and how they measure up to your expectations. It seems like you don't want to be in a position where you're more vulnerable than you need to be. And the truth is, sweet soul, you may feel like you really need this with the Nine of Pentacles reversed. You may be feeling a little bit insecure about what you have to offer. And this Ace of Pentacles looks really attractive. It looks really good. If this is a friend, you're really thinking to yourself, wow, this is a wonderful gesture of support and help. Like, I could really use this. If this is a lover, you may be thinking, oh my God, they seem too good to be true. Why are they interested in me? And if this is a colleague or someone who's offering a job or a financial opportunity, same sort of theme. This seems too good to be true. What do they see in me? Why are they offering it to me? Now, for the Magician to be here, I think that you are curious about what I have to say, but I also think that you're going to make up your own mind regardless of what I say. You're coming across as someone who already has an idea. You already have a preconceived notion in your head, and you already kind of know what you're going to do next as well. You know what your next conversation is going to be, or you know what your next meeting is going to be like with the Magician here. So you already have something in the works with this connection. This reading is really just here to give you more information and to hopefully validate the plans you've already made about what to do next. You are hoping that this is a positive reading that gives you the right information and that really confirms your feelings about this in a helpful, fun way. I think you guys are also looking to be entertained or distracted from this reading. That's what brought you here with the Magician and the Page of Cups. You also may be someone who's watched me for a while and you're just sort of checking in with the Page of Cups and trying to just see how I am and see if I have any helpful information for you that can be delivered in a really kind, almost friendly way. You did click on a very interesting reading, sweet soul. I don't know, I'm going to try be friendly, but we are here for the honest truth about this person's intentions. So some of my more recent readings are a bit more of a friendlier tone. Not to say I'm being a straight up rude, negative person in this reading. That's just not in my nature, but I am going to be honest. And yeah, I think depending on different cultural backgrounds, sometimes that's deemed as offensive. I don't know. So let's have a look. I think that that's the best I can do with that question. We got to get straight into it. What is this person's honest intentions towards you, Group 4? Let's start with their energy towards you. We had a bit of a look with that card. I'm going to pull a card from the Animal Oracle deck by Kim Kranz. What is this person's energy towards my viewer? Okay. What is this card? We have Hyena. Okay. Spirit, what is this person's honest intentions towards my Group 4s? What is the honest truth about this person's intentions? We have the Four of Cups. We have the Six of Cups reversed. We have the World card. And we have the Lovers. Wow. At the back of the deck is the Two of Cups reversed. Straight away, I'm getting a message of you two being in a separation and that this person does miss you. They think about you in a really fond way. in quite a wholesome way, as though you're attached to a more youthful, childish version of who they were. And they look back on you with some feelings of regret, but mostly there's some really sweet memories about you. And there's a strong feeling here with the Two of Cups reversed of you two not being on the same page right now. And I think that that's because you've had to choose different paths in life. It feels like this separation for some of you has been a long time. For others of you, it hasn't been that long. It's just been quite a significant rift that feels like you two are on completely different wavelengths, like you two have different intentions, different opinions, different goals, and that's what's caused this separation. You weren't able to see eye to eye, and you're being naturally pulled apart because of that. Now, there are some pretty profound energies here, especially in the tarot. So to ease into it, I do want to start with the hyena card. This oracle card is telling us more about this person's energy and the way that they are receiving and giving to you. This can happen on layers. I just want to be clear. And I didn't have to delve into that with the other groups, but for you, I need to. There is a conscious layer of how this person treats you. Then there is a subconscious layer. And then there is an unconscious layer. And I really think with the conscious aspect of how this person treats you, they try to come across as very lighthearted, a little bit cheeky, and they may use humor to provoke you. But there is this feeling of them trying to be restrained, trying to be careful, trying not to cross a line with you. On a subconscious level, there's a lot more going on. This person is using comedy as a way of projecting and also suppressing some of their deeper feelings, their deeper frustrations, and also their deeper grievances, because there's a lot more that's happened than what they're letting on. And they could be doing this as a form of masking because they want other people to think that they're doing well. But I get that they're also doing this for you, to help you feel like it's not that big of a deal, like get over it, like it's not that bad. But there is still some heavy stuff here. I can see with the unconscious side of this person, there is a desire to want to just lash it all out, hash it all out, express it all, get it all out. But that is very unlikely to happen. And this person is offering a lot of restraint to keep that under the surface. Now, with the Four of Cups here, I do feel like this person is overall holding back and looking at this connection as something that has plateaued, something that has become stable and ultimately unfulfilling. They recognize that the space that the two of you are in is not going anywhere. It is what it is. And this feels a bit sad, especially in this deck. Like this person is watching that cup pour out and they're feeling like, oh, I wish I just had that one cup. Not realizing like you have 3 behind you. It's like, yeah, but I want that one. So sometimes this card feels like a missed opportunity, but in your case, it feels like an acceptance of it is what it is. And it could feel like this person has really tried. Or maybe they're looking at you as you've really tried. But it is what it is. It just wasn't enough. Now, with that being said, the Six of Cups in reverse is definitely referring to memories of fondness, of childlike innocence, youthfulness. I can't help but notice there's a rift here. And I don't feel like you and this person are as close anymore. I really think that a lot of this sweetness, this fondness was in the past. And I think that the present circumstances hold a false version of who you really are. I don't think this person actually is close to who you are anymore. I don't think they know who you are anymore. It's giving this feeling of like not even knowing who you like to listen to, what you like to do. And I don't know if that's a bad thing, sweet soul, because we are going to close your reading by having a look at what your recommended course of action is for your highest good. But I can't help but feel like there's just nostalgic past memories here when we look at this person's honest, truthful intentions. So it feels like you're asking about someone from your past, someone who has been in your past for some time, or at least enough time to be able to create new memories with new people. If this is a platonic connection, I don't think there's any bad blood. I think you guys may have naturally grown apart. And, you know, a lot of time has passed in which you're able to feel more matured about the fact that this happens in life. It's natural for people to grow apart, and it's natural for connections to have endings and new beginnings. Now, if you're in a platonic connection, it's probably a lot easier to accept that this connection has ended for now, and that there is a possibility that maybe, you know, your paths may cross in the future. Now, but I think the thing is, if this is a romantic connection, this person does feel like there was something very special here, but they're also feeling like it's slipped through their fingers. It's not a present thing, which is very different to how you're looking at life. Unless that Ace of Pentacles was a new opportunity outside of this connection, it feels like you two aren't on the same page. It feels like this person is looking at this connection as something in the past, and you're looking at the connection as there's an opportunity to do something here in the present. So with the World card being here, their honest and truthful intentions are to tie up loose ends with you, to really close out a cycle with you. And the World card, sweet soul, is associated with the ruling planet Saturn. Just in case you wanted to do your own research, Saturn is the planet of karma, of hard work, of retribution. That's why I think there's actually a lot of water under this bridge, because Saturn doesn't give you blessings and opportunities. It makes you work hard to be successful. You have to learn life the hard way if you want Saturn to give you any form of abundance. It's very much being cruel in order to be kind. Like, Saturn is representing life on hard mode and doing things the hard way, where the consequences of your actions take years to pay off, you know? And that kind of karmic retribution can impact your whole lifetime. One silly mistake can create a whole lifetime of what feels like punishment. So this person, in some ways, sees this connection as something that was a little piece of the bigger picture. And they seem very adamant on being able to move forward, on being able to close this chapter on a positive note with the World card here, and with a sense of, I did everything that I could do. So with the Lovers card, their honest, truthful intentions is actually about communication. It's about being able to be on the same page with you, because we know that they don't feel like they are. We know that they are hiding a lot of what they want to say. And I think that either this person is angry, or they're frustrated, or they're just feeling like they haven't had the chance to properly express themselves. And they've had to pretend with this hyena, because the hyena is the comedic jokester of the animal world. It uses humor to deflect and to kind of appear one way. It's like we all know someone that does this, that uses humor instead of just being angry, that uses humor instead of just saying, look, I have a problem, that uses humor instead of just saying hello. They got to make a big joke out of everything. And that's what this person's been doing. They've been using humor to kind of hint at things, but with the Lovers card here, their honest, truthful intentions are to actually find a way to communicate it, black and white, clear as day. This Gemini energy of the Lovers card feels very much about looking at both sides. And I think that there is a curiosity to look at things from your perspective, my viewer. This person is pretty keen to see things from your side, to open up a conversation from your side, and to look at this situation from your side in a way that is able to help them understand where you're coming from, because they want to close this chapter out and to move forward, and to do so in a way that feels like a positive feeling, right? Like tying up loose ends. They can die happy tomorrow if they were to, that kind of vibe, bucket list type of stuff. So very interesting energies. It does make me rethink their gifts to the portal. This person may be trying to appear quite generous right now because they are preparing to have this conversation. But I am curious to see if there is anyone else influencing their intentions towards you. So let's get a card from this deck. This is the Arcana of Astrology deck. Is there anyone or anything influencing this person's intentions towards my viewer spirit? Children were coming up in that part of the reading. And I feel like this person has an intention to be a part of the child's life, or to try to be more present in the child's life, or to try to make something work for a child. But take that if it resonates. Not all of you will resonate with that message. I've been getting a lot of messages in each group about children, with the Empress and with the Six of Cups, and also with the Sun card. So take it if it resonates. Don't force it to fit if it's not for you. Is there anyone or anything influencing this person's intentions towards group 4? We have Scorpio reversed. Interesting. Let's see what Tarot has to say. Is there anyone or anything influencing this person's spirit and their intentions towards my viewer? We have that's the Six of Pentacles reversed. Wow, that card just keeps coming back. Justice keeps coming back too. Whoa. Okay, I just wanted that card. The 6 and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. It looks like you're both trying for a new beginning here. And I don't think this new beginning is in the connection. I'm going to be honest. It would be a small percentage of you that are actually trying to offer a new beginning in this connection. And if that's the case, there would have been a sign by now. One of you would have reached out, and there would have been a sign that you're both wanting that new beginning. For most of you, this person seems to want a new beginning outside of this connection. And in order to do that, they have to tie up loose ends with you. They have to sort through this mess that they created with you in the past. Now, this will especially be significant if legal action is involved, if any contracts or legal binding, even marriage is involved. They need to make sure that they tie up those loose ends legally. The thing that's influencing this person is probably legal affairs, but the Justice card also represents partnerships and relationships. So this person may be in another significant relationship, and it's making them think back to the way that things went with you. For Scorpio to be here, they're mostly influenced by a feeling of guilt And this guilt is associated to this new opportunity. It's not actually associated to you. It's associated to this feeling of like, oh, I can't really focus on this until I close that first. I also think with the Scorpio card reversed, they want to make sure that you're not going to hold them back or do something silly. Yeah. I honestly think this person is aware of the fact that they made some mistakes here. And I'm really trying to be careful because I don't want to invalidate your experience, sweets. Like whatever you went through, I don't want you to feel like just because this person thinks something doesn't mean that you didn't do it, you know? Like, please hold on to your truth. I'm just channeling them. But I honestly think what is influencing them is another relationship or another partnership, and another opportunity here for something successful long term. They're looking at it as a sense of merging, and in order for them to merge into this, they have to tie up loose ends. And they're mostly influenced by a feeling of guilt that they can't do that without dealing with whatever happened with you first, which is why they're probably going to have a conversation with you so that they can actually step towards this new beginning. Now, for 2 6s to be reversed, this person isn't looking for reciprocity. They're looking out for themselves. They want what's best for themselves. They don't really care about how it's going to impact you. They trust that if you really wanted to, you would do the same thing too. You would look after yourself too. They expect you to be able to negotiate or at least give yourself a chance and represent yourself accurately. They aren't looking out for you, is what I want to say. And I'm going to talk about that more in the extended reading. But with 2 6s reversed, this is self-centered, self-motivated, selfish intentions and behavior. We see behavior in the 6 of Pentacles from someone asking rather than giving. They're asking for favors, they're taking money, they're expecting time, they're changing plans last minute, they're giving you no notice before they impose new changes, new structures. They expect you to be there tomorrow. Very inflexible. It's all about them, their routine, and what they need. The 6 of Wands reversed is a disrespect towards your energy capacity. Well, this is what I need. I'm available now. And sometimes it can even be about self-motivated desires. Using you for their own desires. Using you because it will make them look better. The 6 of Wands can also come into public reputation because it relies on them looking good in the eyes of other people or one specific person who idolizes them and makes them feel good about themselves and boosts their self-esteem. So I don't really like this, but I think it's necessary to hear this because whatever time has passed between the two of you has been enough time for this person to have interest invested elsewhere. And that's very clear in this part of their reading when we have a look at what is influencing their intentions. Essentially, someone who they respect and care for and are working towards something with is influencing their desire to move on and to do so in a very self-focused way. And I think it's really important for you to hear that because whenever or however this person connects with you may really instill feelings of hope and maybe even a bit of confusion about, well, what does this mean? And don't overthink it, sweet soul. Don't get carried away. It's actually not that deep from their end, which is Scorpio reversed. It's not that deep. Protect yourself with Scorpio reversed. This person is also really bad at, well, they're also being very careful about how much they tell you is what I want to say. You're going to be on a need-to-know basis. They'll be very good at keeping the attention on you, and then you'll find out on social media that actually they've been planning something else this whole time. You know, it reminds me of, and I look, for some of you, this isn't malicious. That's just who this person is. It reminds me of people who are like, have a whole other life going on behind the scenes that you don't even know about. And that's just what this person's like. Like, they feel like you're on a need-to-know basis. You don't need to know those other layers to their life. They're coming to you with one reason. You don't need to know everything else, is what it feels like. But that's where you can misconstrue the information by feeling like you're back on an intimate path with this person when actually you barely know who they are anymore. So maybe it was really helpful for you to come to this reading to get a reality check on the type of person that this is and where their head is at now and what is actually going on in their life. So let's close your reading by looking at your best course of action for your highest good. What is your recommended course of action towards this connection for your highest good, my group fours? What is group fours? Okay. We have 6, we have the 12th house, and we have North Node, South Node. So, 12th house reversed. Ay, Dios mío. Spirit, can we clarify this 12th house reversed? Can we clarify this 12th house reverse, Spirit? Okay, Justice. Yeah, I thought so. It was at the back of the deck, but I just had to shuffle it just in case it wasn't meant for you. What is your energy towards this person? What is my viewer's energy towards this person, Spirit? Oh. Sorry, sweet souls. Knocked my microphone off. Let me fix that real quick. Alrighty. What is my viewer's energy towards this person, please, Spirit? What is my viewer's energy towards this person? Make it look like the night. Yeah, okay. So, if you guys were closer in the past, it's really important that you don't project who you think this person is onto who they actually are today. Because if you've seen this person grow up, basically, you've got to recognize how you're holding on to the sweetness of a person. Really, watching a person in their innocence as a child or a young person trying to figure out life is incredibly biased framework. And it's limiting your ability to see this person for who they actually are. The differences here are insane. This person's energy towards the connection is that they can get away with anything. They can give you a little bit and they're going to get a lot back. This interaction that they have either already had with you or that they intend to have with you is just a little drop in the ocean of their experience. And I don't mean to invalidate your experiences, but I need you to know how insignificant these interactions are so that you can stop putting so much importance onto this person's presence in your life. There is an imbalance in attachment here, and it's either due to your own goodness, your own beautiful big heart, or it's due to the fact that this person was very good at manipulating you. And I can see with your energy towards them that you don't have a clear perspective of who this person really is. Make it look like the Knight reversed is highlighting the fact that you don't even know half of what this person has actually done to you, either because you're denying the impact or because you're refusing to delve deeper and to see and to examine, and that's a whole other conversation. But your energy towards them is coming across as incredibly naive. So I don't know if this person has malicious intentions, but I do think that they're intending on using you. And look, using you could be as simple as, hey, I heard that you work for a travel company. Is that true? How are you? How have you been? I know we haven't spoken in a long time. Yeah, I'm actually married now, and we're hoping to go on our honeymoon. Can you get us a deal? And you're like, oh, wow, like I haven't heard from them in so long. We used to be so close. Yeah, I would love to help you out. Congratulations on getting married. I saw the photos on Instagram or Facebook. It looked amazing. Did so-and-so go to the wedding, And they may keep the pleasantries going, but as soon as you book those tickets for them to the Bahamas, you're not going to hear from this person again. There'll be one message letting you know that they love their hotel, thank you so much, and then there'll be nothing for 5 years at least, if that. And that's why I don't think that they're malicious. I think that they are just entitled. And that's what this card talked about. This person feels entitled. And you can't see that. So your best course of action is to focus on reality with the 6 here. The 6 always makes me think of Virgo. It's a card of harmony. It's a card of balance, especially when it comes to connections, friendships, relationships. But it's also a card of standing up for yourself in tarot. Think of the 6 of Wands. Think of the 6 of Pentacles. Think of the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Cups. You get as good as you give, and you give as good as you get. So you need to stand up for yourself when there aren't balances in those interactions, when someone expects too much from you. And look, I may come across as a really pushy person right now, especially if you are a sweetheart and you're like, well, I'm a good person. That's what it is. But you're letting this person walk all over you. And their presence in your life represents something bigger. It represents a lack of boundaries and ways that you need to physically insert more self-respect so that you're not losing the basic needs in these interactions. And there are pros and cons to being aware of how people take advantage of you. I don't want you to feel cynical. If you have the gift of being so giving and generous and sweethearted, it's rare. It deserves to be protected, but unfortunately, in most societies, it's taken advantage of. So in order to protect your generous, giving, sweethearted nature, you need to wisen up to when people are taking advantage so that you can spend that beautiful, precious, pure energy on the right ones, the right people, those that are internally grateful. And I meant to say eternally, but instead I said internally. Eternally grateful for what you've done. This person isn't one of those people. And that doesn't mean they don't deserve any of your time. It just means that when you do interact with them, don't get your hopes up. Don't over-romanticize the interaction. Don't get confused and start rethinking your whole life story and going, oh my God, does this mean we're going to be best friends again? Stay grounded in reality. Observe the facts. Actions speak louder than words. You guys hold people to their words. You need to start observing their actions. That's what tells you everything you need about their character, at least and especially in this situation, which is why the 12th house is being clarified by justice reverse. There is no respect here. I'm really sorry to say that because some of you are going, girl, you're making it bigger than what it is. And the truth is, I'm reading for X amount of people. I need to be honest and truthful about this extremity. Worst case scenario, this person has no respect for you with justice reversed, and they intentionally mislead you into these confusing spaces where you are emotionally manipulated into feeling obliged to help them. Well, I just got married. I really need help. Like, you're my ex. Why would I help you? Like, you ruined my life in high school. Why would I help you? And this isn't about holding grudges, but this is about standing up for yourself. Okay? There's a difference. There is no respect here, and there is intentional manipulation of the facts to get you to do what they want you to do emotionally. And at the very least, it's just going to lead to no communication again. At the most, it's going to make you think that things are one way when actually there was never any intention from this person to do that at all. And sweets, we're in the 12th house. This person has been displaying this behavior their whole life. Their whole life. They didn't just wake up and become that person yesterday. They've been that way their whole life, which is why you need to stop projecting who they were as an innocent child or a young person, naive, because those were the years that they learned how to do this. North Node, South Node, focus on your future, leave your past in the past. It's as simple as that. If that card was reversed, it would be asking you to examine your past before you move forward. It's reversed to say move forward. Stop looking at your past. Stop getting confused by the past. You're missing out on opportunities in your present, and this person is a reminder of that at the very least, without even doing any more reflecting, any more introspecting on what happened and what it made you feel. This person is a sign that you need to leave the past in the past, and you need to start seizing opportunities in your present. Opportunities for connection, opportunities for friendship, opportunities for romance, opportunities for moving forward in every aspect. This person is putting a mirror on yourself and encouraging you to live life for yourself. Have those boundaries of self-respect so that people like this don't take that goodness away. You deserve to be surrounded by people who give as much as you give, who love as much as you love, and who genuinely mean what they say, who don't pull strings behind the scenes and purposefully leave key information out. So that's where I stand with this reading, sweet soul. I'm going to leave your YouTube reading there, and I'm going to take this into the extended, where we will have a look at your connection to this person. This will help us understand why it may be hard for you to move forward. We're going to look at what your past life connection to this person is, whether you have any unfinished business or unfinished karma between the two of you in this life. We're going to have a look at what other people think about this connection, your friends, your family, colleagues, acquaintances. And then we're going to close the extended by looking at, can you trust this person with your best interest? If you have to cross paths with them again, how should you be interacting with them? What do you need to know about the way that they're treating you? So that is the extended reading. The link to the extended readings is in the description box in the pinned comment. Remember, when you click on that link, you're going to go to a page on my website where I host all my extended readings. Please make sure you select the right reading before you purchase it. Remember your group 4 of the honest truth about their intentions towards you reading. Group 4, I got so heated for you. Part of me wants to wrap you up in bubble wrap and hide you from evil people. And the other part of me wants to stand next to you so I can pinch you every time you let someone take advantage of you. Please look after yourself. Please be more aware of how your preciousness is being manipulated. And please invest that beautiful big heart into other people who have beautiful big hearts. You deserve a community of like-minded souls. Keep seeking your truth. Use this information to attain a closer connection to your highest good. And until we cross paths again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube. I appreciate all your energy, all your time, all of your support. Until we meet again, sweet soul. Bye.